Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
So by default, Ansible configurations files will be stored on /etc, so /extra, and then here there will be one folder called Ansible. If you see here, there we were getting by default two files only. One is Ansible CFG file that is called Ansible config file, and then hosts files. Host files means called, we had said inventory, right? So that is called hosts. Here we can name anything we want, like we can call it as inventory file, or if you want you can have the AWS inventory file, Azure inventory file if you are working on multiple environments. So that's up to you, like what name you will give to that particular inventory file. So here by default we will get as a host file. Okay, so first let us go and check what is there on the ansible.cfg file. So ansible.cfg file will have by default some of the values, like all the values are default values. If you want to modify anything you can modify, or according to your needs you can change. Okay, so defaults means whenever you had installed the Ansible, by default these are the paths and config settings which Ansible will follow. If you want to override that you can override that. Okay, so by default the inventory file path is, if you see here, /etc Ansible hosts. So this is the default inventory file path. So whenever you will write Ansible command, like whenever you will write, you will run the Ansible command, so hosts will pick up from this particular path. This is the default path. And if there is any libraries you want for Ansible, so those will be shared. You can create, like this is the one path where you will check what are the libraries I want. And also you, if you want, if you can install the plugins, and if you want, if you have like different plugins we have, right, Ansible. So you can take those plugins also, you can keep in that particular path. So and also plugin filters, like if you want to do any filters like you have some specific set of criterias, that time you will use the filters. Okay, so that filters also you can use. And also here modules, like module details means, suppose for example there are some like predefined modules are there in Ansible. There are more predefined modules were there. Okay, so in that there will be some util paths will be there. So if you want to use those, like if you want to modify your modules, like you have a different scenario. So by default, everyone, whenever the person is creating a module, it will have one behavior. If you want to modify, if you want to change that, you can do that also. If you are well versed with the Python, you can create your own modules to work with the Ansible. So that because of that, it is open source. And if you see these paths, so just be careful here. So remote temp and local temp means, suppose for example whenever you are running any Ansible playbook or commands, so what Ansible will do, Ansible will create by default dot Ansible dot, and there one temp folder. On that folder, whenever you are writing your Ansible playbooks in YAML format, YAML format, it will convert that into the Python script. Okay, so then what it will do, whenever you are running your commands, it will copy that Python script from your like master to remote servers, node servers. So am I clear here? So whenever you are running your playbooks, it will convert that entire playbook into the Python script. Okay, and then it will copy that Python script to the server. This all will happen on the background. Okay, so that is called push based mechanism. Like it will push the file, config file, to that particular server, and then there it will run that Python script. So that is how background Ansible will work. So suppose for example a small playbook I had written, like installing a git. So if you want to install the Git using Python script, so you will write the Python script, right? Slash slash bin usr bin python, you will say that, and after that you do have some modules you want to import, and after that you need to write how to install the Python script, like Python script to install the Git. So instead of that, if you are using the Ansible will automatically convert that script into the Python script, whatever the YAML file, and then it will run that particular script on the slave server. So then what will happen, whatever the scripts you have will be converted into Python, and then Python scripts will run on the slave server. So that's what I had told, Python should be there on the slave servers. That is what one of the requirement, Python should be there on the slave server. So which folder it will use, which path it will use on each and every slave path. If you go here, cd.ansible, it will use this tmp file, and it will automatically erase that. So whenever it will run the copy, after that, once the run has been done, then that it will delete that folder. So let me do that for you. So what I will do, vi hosts. So here, let me change this IP. This IP has been changed now. Uh, so shit. So what I'm trying to tell you is now, okay, this is the routers. Let me do that. I'll explain you in detail what about all these things. So let me do this. So I'm going to write a small playbook. Don't worry about what we are writing, and I'll just try to explain you how actually it will do. So vi new.yml, and here what I'm going to do, I'm going to put host server. I'll explain in details about that, but for the temp file, I'm just trying to explain you. Sorry. So this is a sample playbook which will run. Okay, so now I will run the playbook. So when I'm running the playbook, if you see here, it had created one folder here. So if I go to that cd ansible.temp, so if you see that it had created one temp folder. So then yes, so it has, after when it has been successfully done, it say that it will run that particular Python script, and after that what it will do, it will clean up that folder. So that is how background it will work. So new.yml, again it will create one folder. So vi ansible, but we don't have permissions to go that. cd, see, it will create the temp file, and whatever the particular script will be there, it will be there inside that folder, and then on that folder that will be .py file will be there. So what we will do, we will that Python script will be run from that particular folder, and then it will execute what all tasks are there. So that is how background will work. I hope you are clear here. Is there any confusion about the remote and local? Hello guys. So this remote temp and local temp, is there any confusion here?
No, for me, no.
Yeah, yeah. Rupesh, what about you? Was it there? Yeah. Rupesh? Yeah, I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry. Speak on mute. Yeah, it's good. Okay, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So then forks means like parallelly how many like if you have 100 servers, so up to how many tasks at a time you can perform. Like if you are having 10 servers, at a time you can perform only 5 servers. So that is how fork means, like in parallel how many threads you can run. So it will be fully customizable. So I will show you an example, like I will create for 6 servers and I will run the task. So how it will perform, you will see the results. Okay. And then interval means up to what is the interval, like it will be like minutes only. Okay, 15, like no, it will be seconds, 15 seconds interval will be there. So what will be the interval time of the servers, like from the master to node servers, that will be the time. And pseudo user means root user. So by default the user will be the root user if you are performing any task on the servers. And pseudo password true means if you are using password to log into any server, you can give that also to log into the server. And then the by default port will be the 22. And you do have some other things like gathering facts. So gathering is implicit, by default it will take that. And let me show you one oh, uh, important one. Gather timeout will be the 10th. And gather facts, where is that? This is the important one. Gathering timeout, eject host key checking. And this is a one more important one. Host key checking false. Host key checking means whenever you are running like any new node came, so it will check like yes or no, you will get right whenever you access it into the server. So the same way, if you don't want to ask that prompt like yes or no, so yeah, you will say host key checking will be false, so that it will not ask you to enter yes or no. Okay, that is one option. And roles path means we will create roles, right? So those roles path will be by default slash etc ansible roles. It will execute from here. If you want to change the roles, you should specifically you should mention the roles path. Okay, so that we will see how we are going to do that. And then the important things are handler include static, these are okay, include static false. So when we are going, I will explain you one by one, like what are the another I can say different options you can use. But majorly what are the options you will use is you will use this one, inventory file path. And when I'm explaining about the global and local scope, you will get to know like what are the options you will use in the Ansible config file when you are using the production environment. Like in production environment, what we will use different Ansible folder itself for different configurations. Like suppose for example, you have 3 clients. Okay, one client is having specific requirements and another client is having specific requirements. Okay, so three clients are having 3 different types of requirements. So that time what you will do, you can use a single Ansible folder for all the 3 clients. Like you can include the roles and you can include the different environment files. And when you are running the playbook, you should implicitly specify, like explicitly you should specify the inventory file path and inventory file name. So that will be a tedious process to run every time with that host name and with the inventory file path, all this stuff. So for that, most of the production environment Ansible playbooks will be like, for specific requirements, you will put the group of tasks and inventory files and everything into a single folder, and another group of tasks you will put into a single folder. Like this, what you will do, you can isolate your particular Ansible configuration files into a different folders, and each folder will have its own config file and inventory file. So that is how actual production environment will look like. So whether it will be a static inventory file or dynamic inventory file, it's up to us what we will decide. Okay, so and gather facts is the one more important thing. Like you will gather the facts about the facts means like attributes of the particular slave server. Like what is the actual server family, host name, and IP address, and what is, there will be multiple things like what is the network type, all those stuff you will gather. So I will explain you now. So Ansible setup is the one command, localhost. So let us see. So Ansible setup localhost will have usage Ansible. Okay. Here I should say become. So Ansible gather facts will gather the system information about the each and every server. So if you see here, it's gathering facts. Gathering facts means it is taking all the input information from the slave server. So what is the server's host family, what is the distribution, and what is the different type, like you will get all the metadata information about the node server. So that we will see now, like how we are going to do that. Before I'm going there, you should know about local and global scope, because in future what we will do, we can use local and global scope. How? So here we do have new.yml, right? I'm going to move this new.yml to home folder. So slash ubuntu. So I will say sudo ls. So now here I don't have the new.yml, whichever I had created. So let me add that ls. So here we do have va new.yml. Here we have this. So if I run the playbook, Ansible playbook new.yml, it will run. Okay, it will run properly, perfectly fine. Even if I go anywhere, like if I have the folder, like I'll go slash etc cd slash etc. So I'm here. So if I run the Ansible hyphen playbook, and then what I will do, I should, if I'm not there on that particular path, I should mention that particular wherever the YAML file is there. So I will say new.yml. So it will run the playbook. But here what is the disadvantage is, we do have in global scope means slash etc Ansible, that is the global scope. So if you're confusing that, so we have like global and local, right? Local means the current place where we are having, where we are sitting or where we are living, that is called local. And like outside of the local, we can say that, let's take an example of global. Okay, so local means the present where you are staying or where you are living can be called as local, right? So the local will, what, how we will create, we will create like this. Let me do that. So, so I'm going to create like mkdir Ansible sessions, like sessions, I will say mkdir sessions. Okay, uh, I will explain you first. If you have any doubts, I'll clarify next time also. So let me do that. So here I have one Ansible sessions I have. So I'm going to run one command, ping command all. Okay. So if I ping the command, what the hell is showing? Oh, sorry, I haven't used. So Ansible -m ping all. Okay. So I'm pinging the command. Okay. You just forgot about this. Sandbox is the router. I think Rupesh, you had asked about the router, right? Like routers or switches that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I had it, and yeah, we can configure that also. I will explain you in further classes how you are going to configure your routers and switches using the Ansible. That can be possible, and Cisco is having that routers and switches. So
Yeah.
do that. Okay. I will explain you that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
It is getting pinged here, right? So now my server is working fine here, but I don't want to use where this configuration is coming from. This configuration is coming from slash etc Ansible host file. Here, from here, the configuration is taking, right? Are you agree or not? So let me comment out this. So if I comment out, shit, I should mention sudo. So if I comment out this, now I will not get that error message. So again, if I run that command, so this means that the configuration is picking from /etc Ansible host files, right? Are you clear from here? So I'm now here sessions folder, and then if I'm run Ansible -m ping all, it is taking from which path? This path, right? Are you clear here? So it is taking from this path. Are you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't want to use the default path. I don't want to use /etc Ansible host inventory file, and I don't want to use /etc Ansible config file to execute my Ansible playbooks. So this is what is happening. We can call as global scope. And local scope means what I'm going to do. I'm going to create my own Ansible config file. Vi Ansible .cfg. I'm going to create my own config file, and here I'm just mentioning defaults, and then I'm going to put only one. As of now, I'm going to include only one attribute here, that is inventory. Okay, so inventory, what we will say, inventory equals to, or is I think this one, no, equals to, inventory equals to, what I will say, I will say dot means current directory, then inventory dot ini, inventory dot ini. So I am just mentioning the inventory and the path. Path means this dot means current working directory, like present working directory we can say, and then inventory dot ini file name. So let me post here it is there. So was it equal to? It will be equal to only. Yeah, inventory equals to, you will say. So if you want, you can specify the entire path, or you can use the relative path. So here I had used the relative path. So dot inventory dot ini. I had created that ansible dot cfg file, and now I'm saving that file. And if you see here, my Ansible config file is there. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another file called inventory dot ini. Okay. So now what I'm doing, I'm sorry, I am creating one more file called inventory.ini. So here what I'm doing, I'm going to keep the IP address of the slave server. Let me keep that. And also I'm going to keep the server of switches. So let me put there. So this one I'm going to put there, or else both I will keep that only, so that you will not confuse. So inventory.ini, let me put that. So here shit. Three times in my local inventory file, I have three times my network switch IP address, and then fourth time I have my slave server's IP, to just differentiate the local and global scope. So that's why I'm doing this. So now what it will do, it will three times give me the error, and one time I will get the success command. So now my current working directory is, let me clear the things. So pwd, my present working directory /home ubuntu sessions. And now if I run ansible -m ping all, so if I run this command, now you see, and then it one got success, and it had given me the unreachable, like three times I had used the same one, right? So that's why it had used the list of unknown, like this hosts are permission denied public host key. Three times it had been. So that's why, sorry, it copied pasted, sorry for that. me run one more time. It got successful, and then it is giving me the error unreachable. My network switch is unreachable. So now what I'm going to do, I'm stepping back once, like I'm not into the present work. My present working directory is this one. So I'm just coming back one step backward. So like now my present working directory is /home ubuntu. So if I run the same command ansible -m ping, it is just taking this one. Like from where I'm getting this inventory file, I'm getting this inventory file from global one. Global one means from where? /etc ansible, and then host file is there, right? There I'm getting the, from there I'm getting the inventory file path. And if I go to the sessions and if I run the particular thing all, I'm getting the path from where? I'm getting from the local directory. So are you getting the difference between local and global? So wherever you are running your Ansible command, so there, if you are having config file as well as the inventory file on the wherever you are running the Ansible command, in that current directory, if you have config file and inventory file, it will take that as a Ansible configuration file and inventory file. If you don't have that, it will go /etc for Ansible, and their host file and inventory file, it will take that. That can be called as global scope, and this can be called as local scope. Any doubts here, like global and local?
Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah. So have you understood, Jay Krishna? So you had understood the difference, right? Like what the
Yes,
global
yes,
and local. So, and
yes.
Rupesh, what about yours?
Yes, Gopi, I understood. Yeah.
Yeah. Any doubts here? Like this might be little bit confusing. It's not like that, but yeah, we need to think like whenever you are running any Ansible command, if there is a Ansible config and inventory file was there on that particular directory and particular folder or particular path, then it will take those as the Ansible configuration file and inventory file to run the script. If you are running Ansible command in any other path where you don't have config and inventory file, then it will take as /etc Ansible folder as a config path to run that script. That's it. Nothing rocket science here. Okay. So now here in Ansible config file, so what I can say, I can put whatever I want, like gather facts. Gather facts, I will say equals to false. So whenever I'm running any Ansible playbook, then it will say that gathering facts will be it will not take the gather facts. That's the thing. That's it. So like I will say Ansible playbook new.yml. So if I say that, it is gathering the facts here, right? So I will copy the new.yml file to sessions, and then I will go to the sessions, sessions, and here vi inventory.ini. So let me delete these ones because these are not. So if I run the playbook here, Ansible playbook new.yml, see no hostname matched. Okay, I think we had mentioned the servers, right? So va inventory.ini, va new.yml. So here I will say all. I should mention the servers there, but no worries. All I will say. And here host names, I will explain you when you are going what are all the options you will get. So again, if I play Ansible new play, gathering facts it is taking. But I think gather facts I should mention true. Okay, Ansible CFG. Gather facts, is it correct? The spelling
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely.
/etc Ansible Ansible.csv gather facts. Gathering facts. I think gathering, they had changed this version, gathering facts implicit, gather by default, but don't if you have already gathered. Gathering implicit or explicit. Gather facts false. So this can be done with the vi new.yml. So here you can mention gather facts, but they're gathering. I think I will do that some. Basically, we will use here gather facts equal to false. So then what it will do? It will not gather the facts. That is one thing we know that. But on Ansible config file also we can specify that. I think they had changed the name because I had updated my Ansible version, so that's why the versions are changed. I think. See, the terminologies are changed. I'm using 2.10. Yeah, 2.11 actually. So I think they had changed some configurations. But yeah, I will check that and I will let you know about that. So now, and also today I'm going to give a heads up about that, add a comments. So how you are going to use your add a comments in the Ansible. So here, suppose for example, if you want to run a ad hoc commands, like you have one scenario in your company, every day you want to get the servers RAM usage and what is the disk space which is remaining on the servers. Like you do have 10 servers or 20 servers, there is one task you want to get the disk usage, or you want to check the whether the particular service is working fine or not. You want to check whether that service is successfully running or not. So if you want to check a single task, if you want to perform a single task in all the servers, then you no need to write a playbook for it, because it will be again a tedious process to write a playbook. And if you want to run the playbook again, you want to run the Ansible playbook command to run that playbook. To do that, Ansible Adhoc commands is the most useful commands to perform a single task on all the servers. How you are going to do that? So whatever we are using Ansible ping command, this can be called as -m ping all. So this is the add command. So here ping is a module and all is the host name. So if you do that, it is running that particular task on the server. If you want to convert this into the playbook, you can convert that into the playbook. Like how you can convert, you will write host and gather facts, or else become, and after that what you will do task, and after that you will run that task. You will write like ping command you will use, and then you will inform the particular Ansible to Ansible playbook and that playbook name. If you don't want to do that, you can directly use that particular module here, and then a single task if you want to perform, you can perform on all the servers. How you are going to do that? Guys, if there is any background, please bear for today, because I'm outside, so that's why this background noise is coming, and apologies for that. So first, Ansible ad hoc commands, how it can be Ansible. So I'm going to now explain you about the structure. Here, host name or group name or all. So this is where we will specify our servers, targeted servers. Like we can specify on host or group or all. Yeah. And then here -m module name, and then we can have -a here arguments, and then here finally we will say the specify the user. So this is how actual syntax for the Ansible Adhoc commands. So for any Adhoc command, this will be the syntax. That's it. There will be, if you want, you can add the extra arguments there, but the syntax will be this one. So how you are going to do that? So I'm going to write the same thing. So Ansible, and then host name will be, if you want to specifically run on a single server, you can paste the IP address of that server, or else if you want to run that particular command or run the task on the group of servers, you can run that group of servers, or if you want to do on all the servers, you can specify the all here. So I will say all, or else if I want to have a single server, I can paste the IP address of the server. So like if I want, I can specify the my slave server IP address also, like this. I can do that also. Or else if I want to specifically use a group of servers, I can put the group of servers here, and then minus m. Minus m means it's a module, and then I will say ping. And if I want to say become, I can become the user. Minus b means become a root user, because if you want to install a software, like if you want to install an Nginx, so a single software on all the servers, then you should be a root user, because Ubuntu user will not have that privileges to install or install any software on that particular server. So that time we will use sudo, right? But for sudo, what we have become minus b, or a hyphen become also you can use. But for shortcut, we will use b minus b. So if I run that, it will ping that module and I will get the output. The same way, I want to install a software, like I want to install an Nginx software. So I will say my slave server is Ubuntu server. For if I have the CentOS, I will say m, and then I will say a, and they say here name equals to Nginx space state equals to latest, and then I will say minus d. So here it will give me the error because it is a app package module. So I will say app. So now if you see here, one quick moment please. Uh, Give me 1 moment. Yeah, sorry for that. So here minus m means here we are saying the module, and here the IP address of the server. If you have the multiple IP addresses, you can group them into a single group, and then you can specify the group name here. And minus a means arguments. Arguments means what are the arguments you are going to pass to that particular module. So app module will require name, because which software needs to be installed, and state. What is the state? Like if you want to specifically install a particular version of the software, you can mention there. And then become means minus b. So I'll say enter. So it will install, like it will successfully install the Nginx. And if you want to uninstall the software, you can say just simply absent here, absent. So if I say that, it will change that and it will uninstall the software on the slave server. So it's actually uninstalling the software there. See, it's removing the Nginx. It has removed the Nginx on that particular slave. So this is how actually you will play with these softwares or packages on the node servers. And also tomorrow I'm going to explain you the more ad hoc commands, like most frequently used ad hoc commands, like copying a file, creating a directory, deleting a file, and also after that updating the patches, how you're going to update the patches, or if you want to upgrade the system, how you're upgrading the system, because Linux will have update and upgrade, right? So how you are going to do that. And after that, what we are going to do, we are going to learn about the static and dynamic inventory files, because apologies for that, I should first say about the inventory file, but tomorrow I'm going to explain you in detail about the inventory file, like how inventory file can be created, what are the groups you can have, and how many ways you can specify the inventory file, like group names. If there is any domain attached to the inventory file, how you can use that, and how you can group a particular types of servers. All this stuff you will get to know tomorrow. Is there any doubt till now in this class today?
No, I'm fine with that.
And Rupesh.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, yeah, understood.
Yeah. So today, what task I'm going to give you is, so have you put up the master slave configuration like in any environment, like it will be CentOS or Ubuntu? Have you did that? Both of you?
Can you come again?
Please enroll our general membership for $3.99 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $3.99 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.